All right, I'm back. Here we go. Let's get into it. Continuing our work. All right. So, what's next? Next is to respond to this. Perfect. All right. Spawn there. Then body texture. We're done with the body. Nice. Maybe just a little shadow on the wing. And then we're done. So let's go to the wing. Boom, boom. I believe what I can do is go to the bake mesh maps, select just the wing, and have it bake just the ambient occlusion, which is all I am interested in at this moment. So first let's save. Excuse me. And then bake. And it should just be baking the ambient occlusion. That's all I have selected here. Crashed. Let's try that again. Bake mesh maps. Just the wings, that's all I have selected. All right, you know what? I don't want to deal with it crashing all the time. It's annoying. Instead, we'll just go ahead and paint it. So let's go to the wing. We're going to add a layer. Wing shadow. Just the color. Make it black. And we'll be painting in the mask. So all we want to do is paint. This actually should be easy if I do this. right here. Because it's just these sections. We'll set this to UV texture. And all right, filter, blur. Awesome. Excuse me. Hello, Kai. Welcome. Isn't that showing up? Just a little bit more there. And a little bit more here. How be the cons? The cons. Oh, the commissions? Very good. We're making very solid progress on our boy Lunathal here. Oh, no worries. And our boy. Yeah, how you been doing? Hope you're having a good week so far. Been a busy week. I do not doubt it. Hopefully, just the start of the week. Need to put some socks. My feet are getting cold. Well, all right, back to Unitag. But yeah, here's where our boy is currently. Have some very solid work on him so far. That's a little too dark, though. Let's do this. just like doesn't quite want to stick. I don't know. Odd. It's like it blurs. Blur wrap. Anyway, figuring it out. I don't want it super dark, so we're going to lower that a little bit more, like right there. And then export it this time, and then we'll be moving on to the armor. Nice. All right, boys looking good. So, armor time. Save. Wait for it to load. Open. Armor. All right, the armor doesn't need too much more. What we do need to add, move my to-do list over here. We need to add 8 designs. So there's like little motifs everywhere. Then we want to add the scales need tune up, and then we need the chain. The wings, I'll call them, or feathers, fixed. So these are a little odd. They've got like kind of this. Yeah, that doesn't look super good. Gems. Let's look at the reference. Chains. We need this little scarf emblem. And it looks like there is a little bit of wear and tear in a few spots. Like minor scratches. And it's also a question of, is it fabric? It's kind of like a, yeah, definitely fabric here. More of like a armor here and here. Okay, so we also need to create a plate / cloth. Some sections are cloth, some sections are plate. All right. So for the cloth, it's pretty much only a few sections. Or we're actually gonna make another folder in here for the plate. Just because we've already made these selections, it'll be a little easier this way. And we'll go ahead and drop in there some sort of iron material. Iron. It looks like a damaged one. Perfect. Drop that there. Drop that there. And we want to select this one. This one. Boom. Okay, now these are definitely fabric back here. But what we can do first is we'll go to the height and we will set it to place. And then we'll go to the normal to replace. Should overwrite that fabric. There we go. Did I select the wrong thing earlier? I'm a bit unsure. Anyway, so that, and then we'll grab the correct color. And we're already heading the right direction. Nice. So, let's take this one, move it up, set it just a base color, and sample this one more time. But I just fixed that a second ago. What? Shouldn't we? I literally just fixed that. Okay. Why? If I put it there, height, replace, normal. So it must be the normal. And does this one have any normal? No. There we go. Okay. Put it back in here. Better. Pretty cool looking though. I like that it's kind of beat up. Maybe a little bit too beat up. Uh, File, export textures, export. Oh, I have to export with the armor, so I'll go here. Also be nice to have a little bit of shadow right on the edge here. Tiniest bit of shadow. That would help a lot. It'd also be nice to have a shadow where these objects overlap, but I would have to add that to the body material. So let's write that down. Body shadow, body slash armor shadow. Bake in Blender. Yeah, not sure would be the best way to do that, but I do think we can figure it out. Okay, so now we have some ornate motifs to add. There's some stuff here and on the scarf. So main, loincloth, and scarf. Here, we want to select the map power here. We'll add a paint layer and we'll call this cloth motifs. Paint, we're already set in the texture, UV texture. And what does it look like? Looks like a handle with spikes on top. Curved handle, or like a bow. That's what it looks like. Or this. Also, this should folder height should also the normal should also place. There we go. Then base layer, we do want to increase the height just a little so it has visually a little edge to catch on. And eventually we'll add a shadow to really solidify that bevel lip. So arrow, a little bit more curve here. I'm going to set it to linear dodge. That way I can't accidentally erase anything. Nice. Then actually we'll need a new paint layer for this. Also linear dodge. Can I combine these? It's gonna be a tough one. How do we get that? Okay. I actually should have done it first. Nice. All right. All right. Exact. I'm actually going to redo the middle paint. This one. Because it doesn't look as good. Call this the arrow. Helps the bow. And the bow spikes. So if we ever need to come back, we know what they Noise. There also were some spikes up here. So do one right here and another right here. Not quite. Cool. Cool. All right. Now on the scarf, also have a little design, which is a squiggle. So we'll do the first part of it by, well, first let's find a good view to see where we're placing it. So it's just above this little, whatchamacallit. That's a good spot. Do something like this. Turn up the spacing. Then it's like that in a way. Little ching. Yeah. All right. Then we got this little diamond. Boom, boom, boom. That looks pretty freaking close. All right. We also have a little bit of trim to add right here. And just get a square. normals flipped right here. Okay. And I don't really see any other emblem on the, oh, and the little things, the little leg things down here, down under. They've got two little thorn things on both sides. So we'll do that here. Boom. It's like this. Boom. Boom. All right. Now, for our metal, this thing is not metal. Not metal at all. This thing. It's like a leather. Has to be a leather. Leather. Can't really be anything else. All right, so now we go here, we grab the template. Drop it right there. Say leg leather. And boom. All right. Darker. Doesn't look, I don't really like how that looks. Move this over here. Sample the color. Whoa. And then on top of this, we'll add the leather groove. And add a fill. In the fill, we add a line. Something like right about. Actually, I think we'll do planar. interested to see if this has the same projection problems that I was encountering with the body. Now, for the scale, well, there's something that goes over this, so I'm going to get that. We'll call this folder the scale color. Sample that color. Go light blue. And then we'll create a paint layer. This will be interesting to see how well each one of these picks it up because they're all a little different, unfortunately. So far, so good. Looks pretty good. Is there some sort of fill I could add instead? It's kind of odd to do, but I think I'd rather just do this. Get it nice and perfect. All right. Then we can set some height on here, lower it. We can take the same height, place, because it does seem like it's a different material entirely. Then what I want to do, well, we'll need a shadow layer. We'll save that for later. Make it a little metallic. Yeah. All right. Perfect. Now we need a gem. Let's just look at our to-do list. We need designs. We still need to do more of those. Scales are done. Plate cloth has been sectioned off. For our feathers, what we need to do to fix those is remove our mesh maps. We do have to add them at the bottom. Mesh maps. And that was normal, head, ambient occlusion. Search armor in here. Drop these in. Okay, these are back to normal. Except that we can edit this. And the first thing we want to do, mask out any influence it had on our feathers. Bada boom. So now there's no awkward whatever there. And we can make a shadow layer. We need to make a shadow template, actually. Base color down, roughness down, AO. Because I just end up doing that so often. And we'll right click it, create smart material. Now it's part of our list. And then here we'll add a fill. In the fill, we'll add a gradient. And repeat. We begin to place it accordingly. So, these little feather things over here. We're actually going to switch it to this type of gradient. Place it on these feathers. See how that looks. Not bad. Probably a little strong, but it is working. Actually, let's just delete those ones. I'll create a fill from scratch. Basically the same thing, except it's plain rejection. But we'll also be using a gradante. Save. It saves so much faster. Let's export. Let's take a look in Unity. Oh goodness. Excuse me. I'm gonna do this. Is there an anchor point on here? Anchor point over this. But then we have fill. Select the anchor point. Set it to. There we go. Now it fills this in cleanly. Ta-da! Now, also want to make sure that the height is set to place. Same with the then. Come back to that, but I need to figure out a way to make it pointy. faceted like this. Those look good. All right, let's do that right now. Let it fill. In the mask of this fill goes the Gemite. Mask of this fill. Another fill. Diamond. Has to be gradient. Does not look like I have one that would work. The make. Just thinking of what's the fastest way to do that. Save, go to Blender, I'm going to make a file. Delete that, delete this, that, plane, make another plane. This will be the baker. This will be diamond. So our diamond, we'll go ahead and poke faces. Take this, move it up, move everything down. We now have a diamond. Then save this to our resources. Textures, diamond. Right. So set this to cycles because we will need to make it using cycles. Or no, we'll actually want to bake it using Substance Painter. So do this. We'll call this diamond HP. Diamond. Save. Okay. It's a little bit smaller, which is good because we want a little bit of a border. And I don't think we need anything else except to file, export, FBX, Substance Painter. Before I do that, select everything, Control A, all transforms. Then file, export, FBX. Awesome. Now we're going to go to Painter. File, New, select, Resources, Textures, Diamond. So it's Painter, Diamond, open. Copy this. And go to Edit Bake Mesh Maps. 148. Load in the diamond high poly and do that. Bake. Max frontal distance 1. Turn to painting mode, back to Blender. Should have motherfucker. Emi. The normals should be up. They are. They are. Why isn't it working? Maybe it should be like this. It should bake. Bake. Why does it want to see it? Interesting. Why is it good like that? Mesh matching error. Bake. Gotcha. Okay. So it should be up top. It should be like this. Which is what I had before, but whatever. Whatever. What I really want is that normal. So now, File, Export Textures. We want to use I'm going to use which one? Mesh maps. Mesh maps. 4K. 2048. Save. Okay. Let's go check that out. That will work just fine. So we're going to take this, drop it down right here, and then, oh, well, should have brought it into my Lunathal armor project. That's okay. All right. That was a lot of work. Maybe necessary. But I wanted to give it a shot. Now, can move this to right there. Should be exact. All right. Let's take a look at it. Nice. Okay. A perfect gem. Is there any place else that needed that? No, that's fine. Yes, right here. So go to gem, paint this in, like so. Interesting. I guess it's also right on the edge. No. Should be on none. None. Thank you. There we go. Now we can get perfect diamonds. I want to get really good at that process going, oh, I know what shape I want. Make it in Blender, bake it, bring it into Substance Painter. Because that way I just get exactly what I want. All right, perfect. Gems done. Feathers fixed. Now let's focus on the chain. Now the chain's going to be a little bit different. A little different because we're relying more on the ability of Ryomi than Substance Painter. So we're going to export here. Save. We're going to go to Blender. And in our armor, we're going to save that one for later. To save that one for once we combine the body. So I'm going to take that, move it down here. Actually, both of those, because these need to be post 3. Or post body bake. All right. Bum, 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 bum. They may actually just end up being their own material completely. Well, no. We'll see. It should work. Okay, back to Painter. We have a few little designs to implement. One is on the main belt. So let's do that right now. This belt here. My cat is yelling. Go to metal, add in a template for this. Belt design. And it is kind of a slightly darker color. It is slightly lower, indented in. Just need color, height, and roughness. Maybe a little metallic. Yeah, I'll leave that off for now. All right, so belt design. We're gonna add a paint layer. Go to belt here. Let's take a quick look to understand how it's working. So this is the back, this is the front here. All right. So for the front, it's kind of like a swoop. That. Swoop. There. Okay. So to do this, I'm going to turn on this thing, which allows me to pull the cursor in a way that creates very smooth lines. Most of the time. It does take some practice. All right. A little too low there. Let's actually just fill that in. All right. Then shit. All right, we'll restart that. I should have had it be fully sharp. Darn. Okay. Turn this down just a little bit for this one. Perfect. All right. So we got that main front design looking good. What I want to do now is go in with a fill here, full fill. Set it to no repeat, linear dodge. Turn on my wireframe. Right about there. So we just want to connect these painted bits to this. Something like that. And that. All right. Front side done. Now the back design. It's kind of a zigzag. So it should be relatively simple because it's kind of a curve here. Like that. Then zigzag. Or just like that. Basically what, well, a little different. A little more like that. All right. Cool. That feels good. Let's tweak the material settings a little bit. Gonna indent it even more, add some roughness, change to it. I think that'd be good. Just a little bit of difference in the glossiness. Maybe even metallic. A little bit metallic. Nah, I'll leave that same. All right. But we will go ahead and add an anchor point here. And above it, make a template, which we'll call Belt Shadow. And this is just to sell this effect even more. First step is we add the fill with the belt design mask. And we add a filter bevel. So we get this kind of shadow. Right about there. Duplicate the fill, move it up top, and add a subtract. No, a multiply. Inverse subtract. There we go. And then this is just color and roughness. A little bit of AO. Yeah, that just helps kind of enhance that indentation. Nice. Okay, what else? That's pretty much it for the most part. Let's go through that real quick. Ooh. All right. Let's review it in Unity. Let's save UV. Ooh, up to my necky. That looks really good. Nice, freaking love that. Might want to add a little bit of design here on the back. Just probably some similar spikes to the other stuff we've been adding. We also do not have a fill on these, and these. So it's probably something we do later, but we'll copy this front section and reattach it to the back for both sides. All right, these look decent, probably a little too strong towards the end of these. So we'll just want something to work against it to bring back that gradient at the tips. And then we do want a gradient on the chains. So some shadowing towards the beginning and end. Interesting. I'll have to look into Udemy textures at some point. That may be a very fun way to work on characters. If it's possible. If it's possible. All right, so we want to add a little bit of shadowing to the scales. But other than that, we are getting ready for rigging. Okay, so here, go to the scale. We have our shadow template, and all we want to do is, oh yeah, and then the tips of the feathers. Tips of the feathers. Right, this one. Excuse me. This one over here, we'll switch back to a normal gradient. Flip. I'm just gonna add it to the scale. It should give some nice shadowing on all of them. Just if there's too much of the base exposed, I don't want it to look too dark. All right, we'll try that out. And then what was the other thing? Oh yeah, gradients. Those. Duplicate this one as well. Over here. Switch it back to normal gradient and set it to subtract. So we want to do this. Okay. All right. Maybe a little bit of shadowing the edge of this, the edge of all of the islands. Yeah, I think everything needs a little bit of shadowing along the edges. So, in order to do that, I'm going to get our bevel shadow template out, turn it on, tweak it. Smoothing, turn up, distance, we'll go this way with. We just want shadows along the exterior of most objects. We'll mask out some of them that we don't want it to affect, but generally most of them as well. Let's actually go to the mask view right here. Okay, it's a little too strong there. Or it's going to be well, let's paint. I don't know. There's a lot of cleanup involved in this. Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that that's what I want to do. Instead, what I want to do, grab these gradients, my favorite gradients, and we're just going to manually place them around these objects. And that should be on the belt. that. Around the edge, it's a little strong. A little strong. I think I'd rather use the other gradient. Just double it up. That. Clean. Clean. Yeah, much better. The other one has this like it's different kind of curve. All right, that's decent. Let's add some to the shoulders, arms as well. Right here. All right, almost there. Just more gradients. They just help add that contrast that is needed for depth. And when you look at like a Warhammer sculpture, that's what I'm trying to recreate here. Nice. All right. Save. Export. Let's see if that helped. A little bit. A little bit. Definitely when you see the little crevice there. I could probably push it out even more on the top of the belt. On the bottom, we see that a lot better now. I wish we had some here on the edge of this armor. What a handsome fella. What a handsome boy. There's an odd one here, though. Where's that coming from? Okay, so for these ones, we're going to turn off that guy and that guy and that guy. Wait, this one. This one. Let's move these together. And instead, we will add a bell, which I removed earlier. I will basically remove again. All right, so now the bevel's only on this piece here. Noise. And then we'll smooth it and move it out. Maybe less smooth, more moving out. So it should be now pretty visible sides here, which I like. That's what I want. And I guess we will do it in conjunction with these two as well. All right, let's export that. Boom, 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 boom. File, export. Save, close. Still didn't get rid of that little band there, or here. But the armor definitely has a little bit of ambient occlusion now. That looks nice. Helps pull it visually off the body, which is good. We also want a little bit more on top of this belt, wherever that gradient ended up, somewhere in this huge list. There we go. This one here. Let's turn up that contrast. Move the balance even more, right about there. So that's pretty intense. But basically, the black part shouldn't be visible for the most part. It should be intersecting with the body. Save. Perfect. Nice. Looking good. If I get a little bit more shadow up here, I would like that. That will really help it pop. In order to do that, duplicate. We're going to use a circle. Hmm. Do we have another circle or a sphere? Oh yeah, I can just use a shape. Alpha shape. Perfect. Boom. That's exactly what we need. And then we'll move it here. Nice. That's pretty much exactly what I was hoping for. Maybe a little bit lower, a little bit more to the side. That's good enough. File, export. Save. Oh, okay. So now from the side, we can really feel that separation. And I think here on these armor plates, we'll want a bit more ambient occlusion. There should be more already, actually. Oh, well, that explains a lot. I'm missing this, which made no difference when I turned it on. Base. No, it's definitely a better look. I kind of want to add a levels to it. Bring it out of the highlight, but more into the shadow. That. Save. Export again. Oh, just pop neck. Needs a little blur, just a little bit of blur. But I do think the form of it has worked quite a bit. We'll need to take it out of here. Makes that way too dark. I think we should just make everything a little bit less dark, just minutely less dark, because solid black is a little too strong. So go back here. Well, shadows, percent, same with these. It's just a bit less strong. There. You're about there. I like that. Okay. Then up here, the O color, we want to from influencing those at all. All right. Oh, actually, one final one. Duplicate this gradient. Move it over here. Rotate. Set it to the other gradante. Invert it. Now the chains do have a little bit of shadow at the beginning and end. Like that. That will help a little bit more later. Nice. Oh. All right. For now, we're going to move away from texture and start rigging. So move this over here. I only message if I'm asleep. Well, welcome for messaging me from your dreams. How did you learn to do this? So I learned it probably over the course of about 3 years or so. Initially, I was doing like concept art, and I was learning 3D stuff to make images. Um, but I eventually ended up learning to do VR stuff with it. But I use Blender, Substance Painter, and Unity to put these together. But this is for VR chat if you're not familiar. Yeah. Boy's coming out well. Looks quite good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely really enjoy doing this. Probably my uh, favorite form of art. There's not many things you can do where people kind of become your art. It's really not much like that. Rig. But we're going to go ahead and jump into creating a rig for the character, which is how we'll be able to make the character move and all that fun stuff. So that's what we're getting prepared for now. Let's go ahead and so these for commissions. Correct. Usually I'm working on client commissions when I'm on stream. Um, I really need to make an avatar myself. um, but so far I really just work on client commissions when I'm streaming, which I enjoy. That's really take a lot of pride in that. So we're gonna rig the body first. Yeah, bottom and eyes. I'm interested to see how it does the eyes because these are very different than my usual setup. But yeah, I pretty much stream my whole work week. So I'm here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Most days. So if you're interested in seeing the whole process, just feel free to tag along. I'm certain I definitely love sharing what I'm doing. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. All right, so let's go ahead, double check everything. Everything's scaled to 0. Go to ARP, clean the scene. Go to Rig, Auto Rig Pro. Smart. We want it to actually run our object. Get these objects, full body. And we're going to add the neck right here, chin, shoulders, wrists, spine, and ankles. Excuse me. And we do want to do the face rig as well, of course. Kind of essential for character. I want to make sure I choose there is an option to have it generate more bones for the mouth, which I think I'll need to do. This is the cheek, which would be like right here. Not much of a cheek with a face like this. Then just the tip of the nose, it's between the eyes. That will be interesting. And lastly, the eyebrows. Bring this together. There. Like that. Then like that. Eyebrows. All right. Go. So it's going to create a rudimentary skeleton, which looks very incorrect, but usually this requires some fixing anyway, so not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. So we're just setting up that skeleton. Now the spine should have 3. It does. The leg's actually pretty darn good. Ah. Okay. I'm going to take the skeleton, tab A. Oh, well, thank you. I will definitely take a swig. Move the body up just a little bit right about there. Copy that value. Go into our skeleton and do the same movement. Very important that foot not be below this line. Water time. Also, thank you for the follow. I totally missed that. I had my speakers off. Oh, Joker also followed me a while back. Appreciate that, Joker. And I only. Very, very much appreciated for the follows. I'm here all the time, so certainly love sharing what I do with y'all. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know. Let me know. And if you don't, that is also a-okay. So just lining up all the joints. Right now, this is the knee. Then we've got the hip. Hips are always interesting. Always a bit of a challenge. For sure. I always feel like that it's always the hardest part for me to get correct. Now, for VR chat, I do have to set this up a certain way. The root bone should be above and behind the hip. Very important that that happened. That that be in that order. That be in that order. All right. Now for our jaw, a lot of times I'll put the jaw here, but I'm starting to feel that that is incorrect. That it should actually be a little bit back because the jaw will rotate like it's on a circle. And if you look at your jaw, it actually rotates up here. It doesn't rotate from here, it rotates from this point. So I need to keep that in mind. Also need to move this up. Perfect. The tongue and jaw are very, very different than my usual setups here. Radically different, you would say. You might say. You should say. As well, this little bundle. Going to move to the cursor. So that's where the center of the eye is. And then these here. It'll be hard to see, but I need to line them up on the edge of the eyeballs. So which one is this? What bone is that? Eyelid top breath. So it should be kind of like that, I believe. A little hard to say. I'm kind of making a guesstimate there. I'm going to go ahead and try the wireframe for the body so we can see a little easier what's going on. Set this to face. There, there, there. All right. So, yeah, that's something for sure. Let's take this one, just move it out. Probably like right there. What's this? Lips top, lips bottom. Kind of like that. Chin. Jaw. Chin. What's this? Did you take classes or was most of this self-taught? I took one 3D art class in college, which is about, oh Lord, 8 years ago. And I learned Maya, which I did not like. And then after college, I learned a lot of Blender. I shouldn't say 1 year. I took one semester of it, and then so most of what I've learned has been through YouTube. That's the majority of what I've learned through YouTube and just through pain. It is definitely a challenge to learn this kind of stuff, but if you like it, you will always find some satisfaction in it. But it certainly has its ups and downs. For these bones, I'm going to disable. Because they're not quite what I need. All right. We are going to add tail. What's nice about this one is it's completely straight on. So we just do this, and then we'll say 8. Maybe even 10 bones. It's a lot of it. Give it a nice smooth curve. All right. Hello, Top 6666. This is so these little dots that I'm working with. These are bones, not bones like human bones, but bones like a puppet. So we're setting up our dragon. This is what our dragon looks like here. Well, not so metallic, but bam. There we go. So we're setting up our dragon for rigging. This is a client commission of mine that I'm just kind of slowly working through. Got a lot done already. We're moving on to the fun part, which is making him move. Getting all the fancy schmancy stuff. So let's try to add. I thought there was one for a wing. Darn. That's okay. Yeah, that's actually better. That's better. Darn. It's a little bit of a bump, but yeah, that's. I swear there was one. There is a bird one. There's just not a wing one for. Gotcha. No, no problem. No problem. All right, so I'm going to hit match to rig. What that's going to do is going to take my little setup here, turn it into a more pleasing set of controls. This. Ta-da. And we can turn off the wireframe there. This is very far out. Still some tweaking to do, but we just hop back in. Oh, I meant to click edit reference bones. Hopefully it doesn't make it twice. No. Okay. That's fine. But yeah, welcome Top Shelf. So I was just talking to I only here, and so I make VR chat avatars for a living, which is fun. Definitely enjoy this process here. It's kind of not many things you can do that are very so directly embodied people who use them. I really dig that. All right, so we're going to take this and now skin it. We're going to use voxelized. Do you play games? I mostly play VR shooters. Usually not on stream. I mostly stream to be productive because I found that I can be very unproductive if left alone. uh, but when I do play, I love a video game called Contractors. It's one of my favorite games. Yeah, I love VR shooters. It's not much that gets you sweaty, as sweaty as a VR shooter. Outside of that, I'm on VR chat sometimes, and I'll play Overwatch every now and then. That's pretty much it. Pretty much. I do like visual novels though. Those are fun. More like story-based games. I play League of Legends like a cool kid. My brother is super into League. Um, I kind of wish I was, but I'm also glad that I do. I play Dark Souls? I have played the Dark Souls series. I don't replay them very much, but I beat them. They're very fun. Very very fun. I really loved Dark Souls 2. I think it's 2 or just Dark Souls. Yes. The first one. That one blew my mind. I think it was just my first one in the series that I played, and it was just amazing and really stunning. It just did things that no other game had before it, or that I had been aware of. I don't want to put it in absolute terms, but nice. Okay, we got some movement. Look at that. Ignore the wing, but everything else is pretty good. But definitely did a lot of Dark Souls. Watched a lot of playthroughs of them too. I really liked his name Lobos Jr. He was a fun streamer for that kind of content. All right. Making some good progress already with these. Let's check the mouth. Hey, thank you, Frofador. Welcome. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Kind of a scary, scary look right there. But we'll get that fixed in a little bit. And then the eyes are moving nicely. Perfect. That blinks almost what we need. So definitely a good start. Don't need glue, kids. It has been a while. Okay, thank you. I am doing okay. Been a good start to 2023 so far. Hope the same for you. Hope your commissions have been coming in and be kicking butt. All right, so oh, and then the tail. Oh, not many come in. I barely have enough time with the new job. Okay, well, I mean that makes sense. As long as you've got a job that you're enjoying and having fun with, still getting some done. Good, good. Look at that tail. It's kind of awkward when he jabs his nuts with it, but it's okay. Wham! Is this for VRC? It is. So it's a client's OC based on their World of Warcraft character. So we've gotten most of it set up so far. We're just getting to the rigging now, which will be fun. Challenging, but fun. I haven't done detailed wings like this. But yes, definitely one of the yes, those ones. Drakthur. I'm not very familiar with WoW myself. I do love it. And my favorite part of WoW is when they come out with trailers. I love the trailers. They're playing a lot of WoW lately, lol. Perfect. You knew. You had to sense that I was working on WoW. Where are my bones? Shift A. Oh, it's up here. Okay. There we go. So now we start the Wingadings. I just want VR chat to have really good role playing systems, you know? It's like, why can't we just have the best possible role playing experience in VR chat? I demand that. Apparently, they did. VR chat just added the ability to bring in some information from the internet, like strings. So I believe that would allow you to save data on like a server if you had your own server. I've heard that some people do RP in VR chat. Never seen it though. I follow a few people. There's actually a really cool one which I'll show recently, or shared recently on Twitter. Yeah, some people do some sort of like desert Mad Max style one, which was kind of cool. I was pretty into that. Don't know about sending data back out. I think you can only bring it in. I don't think you can export. But that would certainly be. It is very cool. I hope to see a lot more of that. I want Ready Player One. Give that to me. I demand it. I demand it. Let's go VR Flash. Nice. How many bones should I add for the wing? For the most part, it's just going to open and close. I should be able to do pretty much everything I want, even if I just had one bone. But you could rip a model from WoW and see how they rig their bones. I'm not very familiar with ripping myself. I've thought about that for other things, but I just don't know enough about that process. WoW model viewer. Viewer. Interesting. That was pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. We'll actually disconnect this bone so it can align more exactly. Our little guy here. Used for all kinds of animations. Wink, wink. Winky, blinky. All kinds. Welcome to the internet. Welcome. I mean, there are people who make quite a bit of money doing that kind of thing. Making animations, all kinds of animations. Like, literally ungodly amounts of money off of it. Mm-hmm. Boom. Boom. All right, I have to run to the restroom. I'll be right back, y'all. Just one moment. All right, we're back. Kombucha. I just end up at the end of every day. I just have a variety of different kinds of drinks, like coffee, kombucha, little snacks. They just kind of accumulate. All right. So here's our wing. Wing one. Do this one next. Something like that. Actually, let's rename these ones first. Wait. Should have been B1 dot B2 B3. I need to see if there's like a bone renaming add-on. Something that would just speed up renaming a bunch of bones. Because I find that being one of the most tedious parts of making a rig. Duplicate over. Or fingers especially. 100%. Oh, I did not set up my fingers correctly for this character. Speaking of. But yeah, there's got to be something for that because just it just eats up time. Actually, I guess it should be here. I think it should be there actually. What I have found is there's a snap to feature. It's a snap to volume. Very effective at placing cursors. Saves a lot of time when you're rigging fingers and stuff like that. Or placing bones in fingers. All right, that looks pretty good. Do we give a little bone for this thumb? Think so. Even if we don't end up using them. Be nice to have. All right. So, take the whole wing structure and hit just to make sure it's working. Armature, symmetrize. Perfect. Everything mirrored, which means it is, in fact, symmetrical and it's parented to the chest. Nice. Now we're going to go back to this view and actually go back to editing these bones because totally forgot to fix this hand. Totally forgot to fix that hand. Then these right here go right there. And right here. Right. So the challenge with hand like this is it turns out generally you don't want to have a third knuckle. What does that mean? Basically, you only want two joints to bend in your fingers. It just ends up working a lot better for things that look like mascot fingers or cartoon character fingers. Usually. Nails the tips of the fingers. I won't be making them the tips. So I don't want the claws to bend on their own. I don't know, that might look kind of cool. We'll see on that one. That might be kind of cool. Usually I don't, but I may give it a shot just because I like that. I like that idea. Okay, I think if they bent on their own, then they'll be a little off. I think so. I think my gut instinct is that most likely that won't be quite what I want. But if it does work, I think that it would be really cool. All right, that looks good. And we'll go ahead and match the rig again. This should give us a nice little hand rig. Nice. And we'll want to actually redo our skinning. So if we select our mesh, I actually want to say unbind. And then we'll bind again, which might take some time, but hopefully I saved. I really hope it does not crash right now. Don't crash. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Save. I'm really hoping it rigged the wings. That would be most ideal, but probably not. Ooh, I think it did. I finished one commission recently, and I'm trying to figure out how to pose this character for the final render. The true challenge. I would recommend looking up magazine covers. Uh-oh. It's not. Oh, no, that's right. Increase scale, decrease scale. Okay, that's working correctly. Decrease scale. Oh, it is bending the right way. Oh, that looks so dope. Nice. Maybe I will have. I don't know. Should it bend the talons? I think I'll leave that in for now. But yeah, I would definitely that I would love to see like if you look at mangas and like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's like they just reference magazine covers all the time. It's super smart. Super smart. But they just take a magazine cover and then they make that their like chapter title. It's amazing. It makes me feel very good about just referencing things directly. So I'm like, hey, they did it. I can do it. Oh, nice. That came out really well. Holy moly. Really well. Fuck, that is some of the best waiting I've seen by a standard waiting in a long time. Now I just have to do the membranes in between. I made them, but I do need to wait paint them now. It will be a challenge. Oh, dang it. Okay. The mouth. I forgot. Do I go back and more bones to the mouth? I kind of want to. Kind of want to. Then I have to reweight everything. Well, okay, let's just make backup copy. Save copy. Call this initial. What? Initialized. All right, and then we'll go to edit reference. But I remembered that AutoRig Pro we can actually add to our mouth. What? Okay, where's these parameters? Where are the mouth parameters? What? What? Uh, one of them's got to have it. Maybe it's the head. No. Shit. Hope I didn't break something by clicking that. Okay, here we go. Lips amount. Number of lip bones per quarter side. We want two more? Say three. Okay. All right. So I believe it did add them. It was challenging. All right, match to rig. So there should be just a few more handles on the lips. I don't really see any extra. I don't see any extra. And in fact, it's not mirrored. All right. Excuse me. So, now that we've done that, once again, click on the body. We're going to unbind it one more time, then bind it. Second time. Please be okay with that. Sometimes this voxelization process don't work too good. All right. So now that looks pretty good. All right. Better. And the wings? Do the wings still work? Yeah. Okay. Now we enter the tedious part. Wait. Painting. Curses. It's a little hard to read, so let's set this to stick, B-bone, wire. Yeah, let's just try wire for now. Okay, so for this bone, and weight it like this. Let's take a little bit off the sides. Nice. And this bone, probably a little too strong there. So let's do that. Yeah. That. Oh, I guess this one should actually rotate this one. Interesting. We'll fix that later, but most likely we'll want that, or we'll need to add a constraint to it. Do it. Do it. But dang, I'm very impressed with this new voxelized weighting it's using. Pretty fucking solid, to be honest. Seems solid. It is. It is. Yeah, I never really had like the wings. Can't imagine the automatic blender weighting having any idea what to do with them. But it is coming out well. Pleased with that. Very pleased. Do you know if the gradient paint tool can be mirrored? Only if you are using it with the mirror modifier. Um, so I try to do as much as I can with a mirror modifier enabled, and then after a while, eventually I'll have to apply the mirror mod. But unfortunately, there's no way that I'm aware of. I don't know why it can't be mirrored. It seems stupid. It annoys me to no end that it can't be otherwise, but because it would be so useful. But of course, that's the one tool that doesn't have it. I always ended up applying the mirror modifier before weight painting. Didn't know it still works before that. Yes, as long as you have uh, a mirrored vertex group. So, for example, the foot L. As long as you have foot R, then it's going to copy the weights into that foot R group. Uh, for example, foot L. We don't want the toes in there, so it'll copy it to foot. Very useful, very useful. But yeah, though it's definitely still kind of funny. It's still not necessarily what you would expect. You know, they give you a tool that works differently in different places. Toe. Show me the toe. I can probably just click it. There we go. Oops. Yeah, if they're ever able to get that to work without the mirror modifier, I'll be happy. I feel like it would just be super easy to do it on both sides. Like mirroring it. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason it's not in right now, but I'm upset, okay? I'll have to make an ear bone too. Haven't done that just yet, but I'll need to. Nice. Also, one big thing with weight painting that I've very recently learned is you want to basically have every modifier except the mirror modifier applied. Like your subdivision weight painting will work very differently um, before and after being weight painted. So it's like if I had a subdivision surface mod after the mirror, but before the rig, it will change it. So just another thing to look out for. So I found myself in some hot water because of that. All right. So yeah. So you just want to make sure you got everything applied. Apply. All right. What we're going to do now is going to export. Oh, actually, let's make sure the eyes are rigged. Take the eyeball. What do you got on you? Just that. Control P with empty groups. Tab A. Where's the eyeball can look around now. All right, so we're going to take just these objects, AutoRig Pro export, Unity humanoid, fix rig. We do not want a full facial rig. Do not want, well, for now we do want to apply modifiers. That should be it. Oh, and export twist bones. That should be good. Oh, it did not work. Why no worky? Bake axis conversion didn't work. Okay, let's turn that. All right, exported. All right, yeah, perfect. A little taller, because we just wanted to make sure the feet weren't poking through. We can go ahead and test this right here. We want to model. Oh, that's good. Rig, configure. So we want to take a look, take a little look-see. Nice. Looks like the chest isn't applied, so I'm going to take this one, put it right there. Head. Never apply the jawbone or the eyes. Unity likes to have those. It doesn't share. Oh, I didn't realize you could see it in the game view too. It's kind of cool. All right. Pretty useful. Looks like the lower knee here may poke through the thigh if you're sitting down, so you have to think of a solution to that if it's prevalent. Right, everything's looking pretty good though. Let's look at the hands. Oh, interesting. They've got this really middle fingers coming together. That's odd. I've checked the axes on some of those. But it closes well, even if they overlap some. Don't know about those finger bends, Chief. Yeah, they are really going in too far. But the claws don't look too bad. Claws. Thumb's a little messed up, though. It always is. But putting the index on the tip actually was pretty decent. Pretty decent. All right. So what will I do next? I need to set up some controls for the wings right now. in order to ensure that everything's working correctly. So let's make another backup. So for our wings here, wing bones. How do I change that? If I select all of these, we go to V-bone. Does that change that? No. Can I change the visualization of that at all? Oh, yes. Bones, just changing it for the one main bone I have selected. If we select this one and I adjust it, okay. So let's say 0.01. 0.01. Copy to selected, got it selected. All right, that's a little bit easier. I like that. Okay, so going in here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to change this to be parented to the upper wing. Keep offset. Yes. Rotating it should mean that, yeah, that's preferable. Next, what we want to do, I actually don't like this. I'll go back to my octahedral. I'm just too used to looking at them in octahedral. Okay, so this one here, the very tip of it, we want to take these and extrude them this way. Take these two and we're going to separate them, clear parent. You will be called CC wing span IK dot L. Copy. Paste it on the other one. Dot R. For both of these, I do not want them to deform at all. It's very important to do that when you remember to do that. K systems, always so much fun. That's a lot. We need one for the tip of every little bone here. Bone segment. I don't see how else to do that. So we'll call this wing span IK, and I want this one to be wing small IK dot L. That's really hard to read. Small dot K dot L. Then this will be A. Yeah, wing A IK dot L. B, B, B dot R. All right. So now, for each of these, we need to create do we create a poll? Let's try without it for now. Always add it. So we're going to go to object constraint. Actually, we go to pose mode, just like this one. We're going to add where is it? Okay. Bone constraint. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So just this segment. Your target is this bone. This one will be span. .L. Okay. So now we can move that segment. We do the same. Can I just copy this? I can duplicate it, but oh wait. Boom, boom. Select. Okay, so select 2, 3, 4. It's going to break for a split second, but that's okay. Copy this. Selected. Boom. So this one should be looking for D or C. A C. There we go. Wing IK C dot L. Shit. What are you named? You should be L. This one should be that. Boom. Then this one, remove. Wing IK B dot L. Wing IK A L. And lastly, this one should be only set to 1. And it should be wing IK dot L. Which it looks like this is correctly. Wing small dot IK dot L. Oh, of course. A lot of bones, indeed. Indeed. But I want to have something I can animate easily. In fact, I should probably remove CC from these names. But anyway. So now we're looking at this edit mode. We want to go to pose mode. We want, actually, we can just use the thumb, can't we? Can I move? Bones! I'm going to take this and do Alt P or Control P. I want this to be connected. Control P. ISO Shift S, cursor to selected. Control P, connected. Then Shift S, move that back. Okay. So I can still move it. Let's do that. But I'd like to have this. No, that's fine. I didn't need to do that. That's okay. Clear parent. So this will be the CCC, the wing main ik.l. All right. And that means we'll use this with ik. 1, 2, 3 worth of ik, and it will get wing or rig wing main ik.l. All right. Now we're going to do some mad science. So I'm going to take this one. We're going to make it if I just did this, Control P, keep offset. How's that work? Right, that's pretty good actually. And then we're going to take these ones. And then this one should be parented to this one. Control P, tab, or no, we'll do a bone constraint for that. So child wing main ik.l. So when this one moves, yeah, that moves. Nice. All right. Then we want to do the same thing, child of. These ones are going to be targeting wingspan. Oh. I can't believe. Okay, anyway. Wingspan. ik.l. 0.5. Just 0.5. We don't need just location rotation. Never scale. And then we'll do that again. We'll make another one, duplicate. This one will target the small guy. So that way, these tips are going to try to stay between the span and the small. Okay. Then take all these and do copy to selected, copy to selected. Then just make sure to set inverse for all of these. But now, kind of goofy, but we're getting there. So what I want to do is tweak these settings a little bit. So this one right now should actually be, we want it to be in between this one and this one. So that would be the span one, it'll be 0.25. This one will be 0.75. And then this one will be the opposite. So 0.25 for the small one and 0.75 for that one. And that way we'll actually have a spread. And we can do things like why can't I move that? Oh, like this one. Like this. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not perfect by any means, though. But we've got some basic logic in there. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Whew, hungry now. That's pretty cool. Okay, what to do? So we want to go back into pose mode. We're going to select this one. And we're going to say M. All right, first we'll go to the display. And we're going to give it a nice little circle. Which one are you? Taurus 03. I'm going to copy that. Go here. Use that one. All right. Okay. Select. No, we just did the one wing. Now I'm going to move this to here. So it'll be on kind of its own layer, which would allow me to go to our viewport display. We can select this and this layer. And now we have a really cool handle we can use to splay the wing. Now I think what it's missing is pose bones here, because these kind of just fold in on themselves. It would be better if they evenly spread out in this spot right here, because right now they only evenly spread out here, and their orientation is questionable. Part of it too is this one doesn't look very good. So if I go into the bones, we have this guy. If I put him back to being parented to here, how would that work? That is actually better. kind of keeps it straight down, which I prefer. Now that we've got everything working quite nice. Feels like there's a lot of tension, which is cool. And I think that having them evenly spaced is a nice idea, but we actually want them to be like starting to evenly space from here over. Do that, which I don't like. But that's just kind of the ultimate extension. Once they're extended fully. Oh, I see. Once they're extended fully, this one gets pulled up and rotated out, which pinches this. If this one stayed down, stayed pointing down. Oh, thank you, Silac. Should make it a lot easier to animate the wings for the other stuff. And then they'll have physics on them. Should look pretty cool. Posted my latest commission in the Discord. Let's take a look. Hey, that looks awesome. Fantastic work. Very, very cool. Nice. Or winter. I like your signature. Can't tell what it's supposed to be, but just a barcode or QR code. Oops, yeah. Continuous Sam. Like. Boom. Very, very cool. This is awesome. Good job, Frodor. It's wicker looking for sure. Dun, dun, dun. Very clean work. Hell yeah, Frodor. Nice. Nice. Only learned about the Wicker Beast furries once I got this commission. Yeah, there's a few I've gotten where I was like, that's a thing, like the Nardo dragon and stuff. The more you know. Wicker Wednesday tomorrow. That sounds wicked. Wicked Wicker Wednesday. Say that 10 times fast. Wicka, wicka, wicka. All right. What I want to test before we move on to some other things, or before we reach the end of the stream, is applied our mods. Or applying this to the wings themselves. Themselves. Go to Mesh Data Transfer. Select Transfer Vertex Groups. And then Control P, Armature deform. I don't know how well this is going to work. Maybe the other wing may get funky. Oh, that actually worked pretty well. All right, perfect. But yeah, I do definitely need some more work on it, but things are looking good. I think maybe if we parented these ones to the top as well. Okay, no, it's this one. It's this one right here. The problem is having it want to attach to this. Maybe if I did the like root bone of the character, because that would kind of further it gets from the center, the more it's stretched out, and it wouldn't necessarily change when this rotates, at least for what I need it to do. So let's try that. Take this one. We'll do child of wingspan. No, I want this to be the root. Which root? This root. Root.x. Okay. And then let's set inverse here. Perfect. Some cool technical art right here. Thank you. I've gotten a little bit more comfortable doing rigging and stuff just as time has gone. But it certainly reaches a level of complexity very quickly that my mind kind of turns off for. It's like, what? That's too much. All right, that looks pretty good. Definitely some weight painting issues, but now the wingspan feels a lot better. Well, I appreciate the rigging because makes renders and animations way easier. Good. Yeah, I've been really enjoying that part of it because the Auto Rig Pro just lets me have such a nice starting point for it. Like if I was going from scratch every time, I don't think I'd ever touch this. But because I have this starting point, I feel pretty confident in at least returning to what I had before. It's pretty sick though. You're going to try to make are you going to make wing animations for VRC? Correct. And also just having something to really properly test it. Because if I was just moving all the bones all the time, if I wasn't going to make a rig, I'd make some sort of animation to very easily test it. Because I just want to make sure my weight painting is correct. It seems okay. Let's take a look. So if I go here, I think what we need to do is we'll set this weight paint. We'll say weights, smooth, all groups, a few times like that. And then let's try that again. If you know how to make a flying avatar, let me know. I'm curious on how to figure that out. Gotcha. Oh, that was so much better. Look at that. Wait. Nice. Hmm. Excuse me. For the flying avatars, they're in order to make a that actually flies, it's kind of a hack. Flight is usually using a plane between the feet that constantly pushes you. Interesting. That's what I heard, lol. Yeah, it yields some interesting results. I've seen one solution for it, but most of the time you have to rely on world stuff. But to make an avatar look like they're flying, like you would just want to create custom animations for it, and like pose constraints. Um, used to be able to hack seats to use NoClip. Yeah, I think it's interesting to, it's like it makes sense for VR chat to limit certain things, but also just like what convenience means in a VR space. That's not good. I don't like it that it does that. But will that limit what I need to do with the rig? Probably not. All right, so we'll just want to figure out, well, a few things to do. First is make sure that the weight painting is. Oh, I know what's happening there. Okay, so the vertices where it is in there need to be 100% weighted to that bone. Okay. Lots of cleanup to do. I'd like to meet more people that play WoW and VRC. Well, Silek, the person who commissioned this, is a streamer. So you can always reach out to them. They play WoW and having this made for VR chat, clearly. Silek waves. Hesitant to weight the piercings right now. Snap. How much did I move these up? That's okay. That's pretty easy to figure out. Does it fit at all? Yay or nay? Perfect. Actually, I could go back and find that. I need to make dinner soon. Just lurking away, making dinner at the moment. I am about to end stream as well. I'm going to fart around a little bit longer, but I do have to go and make food for myself as well, because it is that time of day. I think it was like 0.031. Something like that. Not entirely sure. Oh, whatever. It doesn't. I can just close enough. All right, but we do have a lot of rigging to do tomorrow to get the face to work properly and get the wings all situated. But things are looking really good. Things are feeling good. Pretty excited to get this all figured out. So we're going to call it there, everyone. Silek, Kai, Frofador, thank you all for hanging out, talking with me this afternoon. And Top Shelf and I Only Message, thank you both for following me today. Very much appreciated. But I will be calling it a day here. Thank you, Silek. It is my pleasure. It is my pleasure to stream. Thank you for hanging out with me, everyone. But I will be back tomorrow for sure. I always want to stream a little bit later in the evening, but I seem to always delay that. So I'm not gonna say that I will. I might, but it's up in the air. Glad to catch you again. Hey, same to you, Frofador. Good job on your avatar as well. I wish you well with your new job and getting it all sorted out. Yeah, much love to you all. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Bye, y'all.